Oh, number 8. Sometimes God's answers to prayers, to my prayers, to our prayers, may not look significant when it's actually everything and more you ask for. Why do I say this? Because a lot of the answers that God has given me in this season to other people are like, huh? What? Wait, what? You're moving to Florida, but yet you still have a home in South Carolina and you're just leaving it to move to Florida? Why? That's crazy. I don't think God would want you to do that. I don't think and how are you going to do that? You don't even have a job. You don't have any security. You don't have this, and it's like, okay? God has called me to do this and he's going to back me up. I have a friend here in Florida that the words that he says is God's will, God's bill. Okay? So I'm going and he's going to supply and provide. Okay? That's it. My job is not to worry. My job is not to concern myself with anything else. As long as I'm moving in obedience, he's going to provide what I need. I am selling my home. When I prayed, I told God, I was like, God, I'm moving to Florida. I have a mortgage that I still have to pay for, and I have to pay rent here. And I have to take care of my livelihood here. And what I asked him was to help me sell my home. And I remember when I was praying, I'm like, I don't need anything else. I just need to take the burden of a mortgage off me so that now I can just glorify you in my new season. It's like God is wanting me to start from zero and build up somewhere separate. And I asked God, and he answered. And, there were a lot of people that were like, oh, yeah, God's going to sell that home, and he's probably going to give you way more than you even imagined, and the profit that's going to come from it, and blah, 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 blah. And in my mind and in my heart, I was not receiving that because I knew that I had asked God for something. Not only that, I'm trying to be a better steward of my finances because I've been terrible with them. And I told God, if I cannot take care of the things that you put in my hand, don't give them to me right now if I'm not ready. If I'm not ready, I don't want it, because I don't want anything to cause conflict with the process that you're putting me through. So God answered my prayer. And he's answered my prayer with enough to basically break even. I'm not receiving any profit, honestly, from selling my home, and that is okay. I am so grateful. My heart is full because I'm just like, oh my gosh, God, you provided. I called to you and you answered. You answered just like I needed you to, and how you needed to answer to me. Maybe to other people that are really good with their finances and are good stewards of that process, of that part of their life, can receive more right now. But at this moment where I'm at, I cannot receive those things because I'm still trying to even budget and stop impulse shopping and buying and just not thinking anything through. I don't want to have anything in my hands that I'm gonna go into something that is just gonna make God have to work harder for me. No. So although it may look insignificant, like to people, it's probably like, what? You sold your home? That's crazy. That's an investment. You should have kept it. You should have done this. You should have, because that's what people are gonna do. They're gonna tell you that you should have, and it's like, nope. No. I presented this before God, and this is how he has answered me, and he has provided. My home was listed on a Saturday, and my home went under contract the Thursday after. Cash. Okay? What more do I want? What more do I want? I'm not owing anything. It's done and over with. Praise the Lord that it's done. And I'm so thankful for the way that he answers. And we have to open our eyes to see that God's answers, even though sometimes we're like, did you really answer this way? Yes. This is how I needed you to answer. This is how I needed God to answer my request. This is how he needed to answer to us, because although we like see ourselves here when we're like maybe like a couple steps behind. I have to believe that sometimes we think we are like over here and we're like, because there's still some stuff that God needs to kink, some little kinks that need to be worked out. And we're trying to run before we even learn how to crawl. Walk. That, if you want to say that you're a little more ahead. But I feel like I'm sometimes I'm trying to run and God's like, I still have you crawling because you're doing too much, girl. Sit down and let's focus on what we need to focus on, right? So yes, God's answered prayers are actually everything you need and more than you ask for, and you have to be grateful for it.